cycling. I have to check how this works. Okay. Good. The content of my presentation is, I will start with a personal note. I will talk about the international collaboration ECF is involved in. My main topic today is cycling as a system. And my recommendation will be that cities should choose and implement the right mixture of measures. I will finish with the invitations to collaborate with other cities and of course to collaborate with ECF within our global networks. First, a personal note. On the left-hand side you see some children. I'm one of them, playing with my bike on the farm I grew up in Germany, being jealous to my friend who has a bigger bike. And of course, I would like to say that children are very important in cycling policy. Children enjoy cycling and to explore the world by going around independently in their village, in the countryside, in the city. This they should do and they should continue. As you see at the right hand side, that I like to work in the international communities to promote cycling, and we are involved in the International Transport Forum to get cycling on their agenda. And meanwhile, we work on the global level with the United Nations, and I like a slogan I took from the United Nations for the campaign, and I changed it a little bit because my personal belief is that cycling is a city changer. Bring cycling to cities, you change the city in the right direction. Part of my personal note is that I was very impressed during a workshop we had in Bangkok in Thailand. You see on the left hand side, you see a female representative of an organization speaking for disabled people. And it was so impressive to hear her speaking on what local authorities should do and what they not should do. And when I walked through the city, I took the right picture on the right hand. And you see in Bangkok that they gave more and more space every decade to motorized transport. And only a few square meters were left for the pavement. And when the roads became so busy that you can't cross the road as a pedestrian, they built skywalks, and the stairs to the skywalk they put on the pavement and not on the car lane. So where should this lady, using her wheelchair, going in Bangkok along this street? There is no place left. So my personal motivation is not only to work on good conditions for cyclists and pedestrians, but even for another form of active mobility. This is using wheelchairs when you need them as a disabled person. On international collaboration. Meanwhile, we work as ECF with a lot of international institutions. And this is just an example I brought with me for Commissioner Chan. One I will give you after the presentation. A copy of a very important study the OECD countries did together within the community of the International Transport Forum. The International Transport Forum is a forum of ministers of transport, more than 50. And China is one of the participants in that forum. And with a lot of different countries from Korea to the Netherlands, and Denmark was involved, and France was involved, they studied the topic cycling, health and safety. And the main message of this study is already in the title. If we talk about cycling, often we start to talk about the safety. How can we move with our bicycles within the cities in the same way? But often forget to take in the health benefits of cycling. So I'm very happy with this study with a lot of facts and figures, and you can order it at the OECD via the internet, that they combined in that study safety and health when they explored what is the state of the play about cycling in the world and in this international community. And I'm very proud that we could contribute to this a bit by being involved in the working group meeting, for example, once in Korea. And you see on the right-hand picture what the challenge is in Asia, in a lot of European countries, in America, in Australia, that we develop cities in a way that we gave more and more space to the car. And nowadays we have to fight back and we have to win the battle to reallocate space from the car, the motorized transport, means in Taiwan from car and motorcycle transport, more to walking and cycling. Back to Bangkok. This is the challenge in that city and in a lot of cities. We have to create more space for cyclists and for pedestrians. If you look from, you can say, a helicopter view to the city of Bangkok, you see a lot of infrastructure built not only for motorized transport but for public transport too. You see the SkyTrain there. And if you go to the ground, you see what I already stressed, that only a few square meters left for pedestrians and cyclists. This is what we have to change. This is the challenge for the local authorities. So let's merge European and Asian experiences and expertise, as we did, for example, in Bangkok in this workshop on walking and cycling. And we see the success of this kind of workshops and discussions, because this organization that invited me in Bangkok had a huge success in their lobby work to get cycling on the agenda of the federal ministries. Cycling is a system within the system of urban mobility. This is my main topic. We know that a city only can function and can do the business if you have mobility systems in the city for commuters, etc., and for the business. If you want to have sustainable cities in the future, you have to integrate cycling as a system into this mobility system of a city. Cycling as a system works, and I come back to the content of the cycling as a system in a minute. Cycling as a system works if people can use good bicycles. Our president talked about the industry. But they only can use bicycles for their daily transport if you have comfortable and safe infrastructure and services. Just the bicycle is not enough. We all know we have to invest as local authorities into infrastructure and into services. Otherwise people can't use their bicycle. And cycling as a system works only, therefore, only if authorities on all levels, from local to federal, invest in good infrastructure and services for cyclists and invest in promotion of cycling. It is always a mix of infrastructure improvements and of promotion of cycling. And I'm happy that we have a representative today here from the Asian Development Bank. It is not only the governments that should invest. We have the World Bank, we have development banks, they should invest in sustainable transport. They committed to that, and they should take in account cycling as a system if they fund sustainable mobility solutions. So, what does it mean, cycling as a system? This is a drawing of the first German national cycling plan. And you can see at a glance what cycling as a system means. Of course, it is about infrastructure, it is about the bicycle routes, I will come back to that in a minute. But it shows mileage allowance, for example. Companies and authorities together can work on financial incentives for people to change their pattern in commuting, to change to walking into cycling, into public transport. Use this tool. Of course, it is on bicycle parking, it is on connecting bicycle routes to the public transport. It is for leisure and tourism to create good conditions for cyclists in attractive routes along the rivers, through the wood, etc. You need policies, cycling-friendly policies from all departments, from all ministries. You need a good collaboration between public transport and cycling to bring your bike on the train if you want to go for leisure, for longer distances, etc. You see data collection. It is very important that we all together invest in good research, good collection of data, so that the policymakers know what is effective, what gives the best return of investment if I invest in the cycling policy. So, to summarize in a kind of list of what is in any case included in cycling as a system: parking facility at home. In dense cities, it is often a problem that you can't park your bicycle at home. But you can invest not only in car parking, no, reallocate car parking to parking space for your bicycle, for example. Of course, you need safe and comfortable infrastructure, otherwise you can't ride your bike. Very important is speed management. I'll come back to it in a minute, because if you want a safe situation for cyclists, safe conditions for cyclists in the city, you have to enforce the speed limits of the cars and the motorcycles. Cycle routes have to be connected and to be linked to each other in a network. If you don't have a network where you can guarantee the people that they can go by bicycle from every point in the city to every destination in an easy way, they always have to consider how to go there, and finally they will not go by bike. Or they will not go by bike, public transport and bike again. Bicycle parking facilities and public transport hubs are very important, and of course at the final destinations. Where to lock your bike in a safe way, where to store it, where is a space for your bicycle when you arrive. And cycling as a system means not only services and infrastructure, it means promotion also. Information, to build a community via the social media with your people, with your citizens on cycling. It works very well. There are really good examples in Europe in any case to build a bicycling community via social media. Incentives, you can inform them how attractive it is in financial sense to commute by bike instead of to commute by car, motorcycle, or only by public transport. And of course, as you see very successfully implemented here in Taipei, bicycle rental systems, in any case in the bigger cities. In the bigger cities and public transport hubs, space is always a problem. And a rental system, a good rental system, saves some space. We heard the figure from the mayor that one U-bike is used for 10 trips a day. So it is used by more than only one person. It means that you use one bicycle for many different people. It's very important. Speed management. Based on research, we learned that if you have an accident, if there is a collision between a bicyclist and a car, the chance to survive as a bicyclist is very high if the speed of the car is not more than 30 kilometers an hour. But if the speed is 40 or 50 or 60 kilometers an hour, the chance that it is a fatal accident, that the bicyclist does not survive, is much, much higher. And therefore, we support as ECF that wherever you have mixed traffic, wherever you have the chance that bicyclists meet car or motorcycle, we have to enforce the speed that they do not go faster than 30 kilometers an hour. And if you have car lanes or motorcycle lanes where they may drive faster, we have to create separated infrastructure for bicycles. It's very important. The European Parliament adopted a resolution to promote this strategy for cities. Means build separate, safe cycling infrastructure wherever the car or the motorcycles may go faster than 30 kilometers an hour. In living areas where you can enforce the speed, or in city areas where you can enforce the speed limit of 30 kilometers an hour, you can mix the traffic. Cycling as a system means also that you have to invest in new infrastructure for cyclists. Very important. You see here a picture of new infrastructure in the Netherlands. It is a bridge, and the bridge is part of what they call a fast cycle route, and is really something, sorry. And it is really great to cycle on this kind of infrastructure. And these pictures I took in Korea from the Korean Transport Institute. It is not implemented, but it is necessary if you work on cycling as a system to go on with creativity to develop something new. It is a model on the left-hand side of what you could say a cycle highway, as it would be a SkyTrain around the city. On the right-hand side you see, maybe not very clear, that it is lifted up as a cycle highway around the city. It is an idea, it is not implemented, but it is great to see that cities, that engineers work on new ideas. So my recommendation is take the right mix of measures for your city, and it's always infrastructure and promotion, and what exactly to do depends on the situation you are in. What we developed in the project is that we make a difference between starter cities, climber cities and champion cities. And it depends on how many cyclists you already have in your city, what is the model share of cycling in your city. We developed this in this project, so you can benefit from these kind of projects. You can go to the internet and find all the information we have delivered in this kind of projects. So, if we make a difference between starter cities, climber cities and champion cities, you need a different mix. You need different main goals for your mobility policies. For the starter cities, we think that you should first start with investments in safe and comfortable infrastructure. Very important. You can do, of course, promotion, but you have to work on the infrastructure. If you are a climber city, then you have some infrastructure already, some good infrastructure. Then you try in campaigns to convince the people to use the infrastructure. If you are a champion city, it is a challenge to keep the people cycling. And I think that the development of Taipei City will be, you are now in Taipei City, a starter city, and approaching the climber city situation. You have more than 5% model share. In 2020, I think you will be absolutely in the category of a climber city, and I wish, and I see the ambition in the city of Taipei, in 2025 you will be in the community of champion cities. In any case, this is the ambition you should go for. So, cycling as a system always means infrastructure and promotion work on both sides, but it depends on the situation where you are, starting from what the exact mix is. This is a very complicated graph, so you can go back to the internet to understand it, but you see in green color infrastructure measures, and you see in the blue color the promotion measures, and you see that it differs, that it is different for starter cities on the left side, climber cities in the middle, and champion city on the right side. Invitations to collaboration and networks. I think it is great to see what we started here with talking with the city of Taipei about the Velocity Global 2016, but this is only one big event. We are already starting now today with this conference, and we hope that after 2016 we continue in our collaboration to work together. We invite you to collaborate as cities among each other and to work with us, not only around the Velocity conference. We have a global network, Scientists for Cycling, so the researchers are welcome to that network. We have a network, a global network, Cities for Cyclists. Of course, cities are welcome to join that network, and you know about our network communities that together with us organize the Velocity conferences. The next Velocity conference is in Australia in May, the Velocity Global in Adelaide. In 2015 we will have a European edition in Nantes in France. We are happy that a public transport city and the former green capital of Europe, Nantes, is investing now a lot in cycling as a system, and we want to show the world in that city what you can do. And of course we are very happy that we go in 2016 to Taipei. I brought another magazine with me for the Commissioner, and this is this fantastic magazine on the former Velocity conference in Vienna. All of you can go to the internet, start at ECF.com, and you will find your way to the Velocity in 2013 of Vienna. You can download this fantastic magazine to get a good impression about what a Velocity is. It is free to download in the section of the Velocity 2013 Vienna. So, 3 main messages from my side today. Think cycling as a system. Choose and implement the right mix of infrastructure services and promotion, depending on where you start, and work together as cities, as authorities, and join our networks and join us at our Velocity conferences. Thank you.